Have you ever found yourself questioning whether someone truly values you or if they're just keeping you around for their own convenience? When an ex or a former partner wants to come back into your life, it's easy to get caught up in emotions. You might feel flattered, hopeful, or even confused. But before you consider giving them another chance, you need to ask yourself, have they really changed? Do they truly want a future with me? Or are they just seeking comfort and familiarity? The truth is, many people don't return because they've had a sudden realization about your worth. They come back because they miss the way you made them feel, not necessarily because they're ready to give you the commitment and respect you deserve. This is why clarity is so important. If someone wants to be in your life again, they should be able to answer some key questions, questions that reveal their true intentions. A real partner doesn't avoid hard conversations. They don't give vague answers like, let's just see where this goes, or I don't know what I want right now. If someone truly values you, they will have a vision for your future together. They will have learned from past mistakes and will be able to explain how things will be different this time. Without a clear direction, love turns into a cycle of uncertainty, an emotional roller coaster that leads nowhere. This is where Stoicism comes in. Stoic wisdom teaches us to prioritize reason over emotion, to focus on what we can control, and to never settle for less than we deserve. If someone can't give you clear answers about their intentions, then perhaps the answer is simple: they are not ready for you. In this video, we'll go over 5 crucial questions that will reveal whether someone truly wants a future with you or if they're just holding on to you out of fear and loneliness. If they can't answer these questions with clarity and honesty, then maybe your silence is the answer they need. Number 1. What do you want from me? Is it love or is it loneliness? When someone comes back into your life, the first and most important question you need to ask is, what do you want from me? Are they seeking love, or are they just trying to escape their loneliness? There is a big difference between someone who genuinely values you and someone who simply doesn't want to be alone. Love is intentional. It's about choosing someone, appreciating them, and wanting to build something meaningful together. Loneliness, on the other hand, is about filling a void. It's about seeking comfort without necessarily committing to real change. When someone is lonely, they might reach out, not because they truly want to be with you, but because they don't like the emptiness they feel when you're not around. So how can you tell the difference? Pay attention to their words, their actions, and their level of self-awareness. Someone who truly loves you will be able to express why they want you back. They will acknowledge what went wrong in the past and show a real desire to build something stronger. They won't just say, I miss you, or I can't stop thinking about you. Instead, they'll be able to articulate what they've learned, how they've grown, and why they believe things will be different this time. But if their reasons are vague, if they say things like, I just feel so empty without you, or I don't know what I'd do without you, then they may be acting out of fear, not love. A person who comes back out of loneliness isn't thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. They're thinking about how you made them feel, how you gave them attention, how you provided stability in their life. But love isn't just about taking, it's about giving. It's about choosing someone, even when times are hard, and being willing to grow with them. Another way to distinguish between love and loneliness is to observe whether they've made any real changes. A person who truly wants a future with you will have taken time to reflect. They will have worked on themselves, improved their emotional maturity, and learned from past mistakes. But if they come back exactly the same, expecting things to fall back into place without effort, then nothing has really changed. And if nothing has changed, then you're just setting yourself up for the same heartbreak all over again. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "A wise person does not grieve for the things they don't have, but rejoices for those they do. A person who is truly ready for love won't just chase after you because they feel empty without you. They will have found peace within themselves and will choose you out of genuine love, not desperation. So before you open the door to someone from your past, ask them, "Do you love me, or do you just hate being alone?" If they can't give you a clear, thoughtful answer, one that goes beyond their own needs, then you already have your answer. Number 2, how will you rebuild trust? Trust is the foundation of any real relationship. Once it's broken, it's not something that can simply be repaired with an apology or a promise. It requires consistent effort, honesty, and a real commitment to change. If someone is asking for another chance, they need to be able to answer one crucial question: how will you rebuild trust? Trust isn't about words, it's about actions. If they hurt you in the past, whether through lies, betrayal, neglect, or broken promises, then their return should come with a clear plan for how things will be different this time. If they can't explain how they will earn your trust back, then they aren't serious about fixing things. They might just want to get back into your life for their own comfort, without truly understanding the damage they caused. So, what does it take to rebuild trust? First, it requires accountability. A person who genuinely wants to fix things will take full responsibility for their actions. They won't make excuses, shift the blame, or try to downplay what happened. They won't say things like, "Can't you just move on?" or "That was in the past." Instead, they'll acknowledge how their actions affected you and show a willingness to make amends. Second, it takes transparency. If they broke your trust before, they should now be willing to be open with you. This doesn't mean you have to check their every move, but it does mean that they should be willing to do what it takes to reassure you. If they hesitate to answer simple questions, avoid difficult conversations, or act defensive when you bring up the past, then they're not truly committed to rebuilding trust. Third, it takes consistency over time. A true apology isn't about words, it's about changed behavior. If they expect instant forgiveness or become frustrated when you're still cautious, they don't understand what real healing looks like. Trust is built through repeated actions that show reliability, honesty, and respect. If they're only putting in effort for a few days or weeks, but then go back to their old ways, they haven't actually changed. A key Stoic lesson comes from Marcus Aurelius. If someone is mistaken, instruct them kindly and show them their error. But if they do not listen, leave them to their own devices. This applies perfectly to trust. If someone truly values the relationship, they will put in the effort to rebuild it. But if they only want forgiveness without doing the work, then they haven't learned anything. So, before you consider giving someone a second chance, ask them directly, "What steps will you take to regain my trust?" If they hesitate, get defensive, or say, "You just have to believe me," then they aren't ready. But if they acknowledge their mistakes, lay out a clear plan, and follow through with real change, then maybe, just maybe, there's a chance for something real. Trust is not something that can be demanded. It must be earned. If they truly care, they will understand that. If they don't, then your answer is already clear. Number 3. What changed? Me or just your feelings? When someone comes back into your life asking for another chance, one of the most important questions to ask is, what changed? Me or just your feelings? Sometimes people don't return because they've realized your worth. They return because they miss the comfort you provided. They come back because they feel lonely, because they regret losing you, or because they see you moving on. But does that mean they have truly changed? Or do they just want things to go back to the way they were? If you weren't good enough for them before, what suddenly makes you good enough now? If they walked away, dismissed you, or took you for granted, What has shifted that makes them see you differently? A person who genuinely values you won't need to lose you to appreciate you. They won't need time apart to realize your worth. Their love will be consistent, not conditional. So when they say they want you back, don't just accept it at face value, challenge it. Ask them, what exactly has changed? Have they worked on themselves? Have they gained new wisdom? Have they become more emotionally mature? Or do they just feel a void they want you to fill? Feelings are unreliable. They change with time, with circumstances, and with emotions. One day, they may feel like they can't live without you. But what happens when the novelty wears off? Will they still be committed? Or will they repeat the same cycle, leaving you in the same position you were before? A true change is not just about emotions. It's about mindset, values, and behavior. If they truly changed, they should be able to explain what they learned from losing you. Did they take time to reflect on why things ended? Do they understand their past mistakes? How they've grown as a person? Have they worked on their communication, their emotional maturity, or their ability to handle conflict? What they plan to do differently this time? Do they have a clear vision of how they will treat you better, respect your boundaries, and build a healthier relationship? Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." If someone truly wants a second chance, they won't just tell you they've changed, they will show you. Their actions will be different, their mindset will be different, and most importantly, their consistency will prove it over time. But if they hesitate to answer, if they get defensive, or if they only talk about how much they miss you rather than what they've learned, then they haven't truly changed. They are just reacting to their emotions, not making a conscious decision to be better for you. So before you allow them back into your life, make sure their return is based on real growth, not just fleeting emotions. Because love without growth is a cycle, and you deserve more than a love that keeps running in circles. Number 4. What exactly do you regret? Regret is easy to express, but it's not always deep or meaningful. When someone wants a second chance, they may say, "I regret losing you," or "I regret what happened." But those words mean nothing if they can't explain exactly what they regret. Is it the pain they caused you, or the discomfort they now feel without you? Do they regret their actions, or do they regret the consequences of their actions? There's a difference. Someone who regrets hurting you will take accountability. They will acknowledge their mistakes, show you they've learned from them, and be willing to change. But someone who only regrets losing you may simply be feeling lonely, nostalgic, or afraid of being alone. This is why you need to ask, what exactly do you regret? A person who has truly reflected on their past behavior will be able to answer with clarity. They will be able to say, "I regret not listening to you when you told me what you needed. I regret taking you for granted. I regret reacting with anger instead of understanding. I regret not making you feel valued and appreciated." But if their regret sounds vague, "I just regret everything," that's a red flag. It suggests they haven't truly thought about what went wrong, or worse, they are trying to avoid taking real responsibility. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." If they truly regret what they did, they should not only be able to name their mistakes, but also explain how they will prevent them from happening again. Regret without action is meaningless. If they regret breaking your trust, ask them how they plan to rebuild it. If they regret making you feel unimportant, ask them how they will show appreciation now. If they regret not fighting for the relationship before, ask them what's different this time. Regret is only valuable when it leads to growth. If they truly regret losing you, their actions will show it. They will not just say, "I miss you." They will show you through consistent effort, accountability, and change. But if they hesitate to answer, if they deflect blame, or if they make excuses for their past behavior, then their regret is not about you, it's about their own discomfort. They don't regret what they did. They regret that they have to face the consequences of their actions. So, before you consider giving them another chance, listen carefully to their answer. If their regret is genuine, it will come with growth, self-awareness, and a plan to do better. But if it's just empty words, then you already have your answer. Number 5. How do you see our future? When someone asks for a second chance, they need to be clear about where this relationship is going. If they respond with, "I don't know," or "let's just see what happens," then they are not serious. A real partner has a vision for the future with you. If they don't, then you are wasting your time. Love without direction is just a cycle of uncertainty. If they truly want you back, they should know why. They should know what they want, where this is going, and how they plan to make it work. If they are asking for another chance but can't articulate a future with you, then they are not looking for a real commitment. They are looking for comfort. This question forces them to be clear. Do they see this as something real and long-term, or are they just trying to fill a void? A person who is serious about you won't be afraid to talk about the future. They won't dodge the question with vague answers. They won't say, "Let's just take it one day at a time," because they know that love without intention leads nowhere. The way they answer will reveal whether they truly see you as their partner, or if they are just hoping to keep you around until they figure things out for themselves. A real relationship isn't just about feelings, it's about direction. Feelings can be strong, but without a shared vision, they won't take you anywhere. If they say they want you back but can't explain what they want this relationship to look like in 6 months, a year, or beyond, then what are they really offering? More of the same? More uncertainty? More confusion? If they couldn't commit before, why should you believe they are capable of committing now? If they have really changed, if they have truly thought about what they want, then they should be able to give you a real answer. Not just a promise, not just words in the heat of the moment, but a clear vision of where this is going and how they plan to make it work this time. Love without direction is like a boat without a destination. It drifts aimlessly until it crashes. If they can't answer this question with clarity and confidence, they are not ready. If they hesitate, if they avoid it, if they say, "I just want to be with you, isn't that enough?" then no, it's not enough, because wanting someone and being ready for them are two very different things. You deserve a love that moves forward, not a love that keeps you in a loop of uncertainty. You deserve a partner who chooses you with intention, not one who holds on to you out of fear of being alone. A real partner makes plans. They don't just think about today, they think about forever. If they love you, if they value you, they should be able to answer this question without hesitation. They should be able to tell you how they've grown, how they'll make things different, and how they see you both building a life together. Because a second chance isn't just about fixing the past, it's about building a better future. And if they don't have a vision for that future, then what's stopping them from making the same mistakes all over again?